For the past 2 years now, the city of Umhlatuze has been experiencing severe, traffic backlogs, especially as you are about to enter the, highway which leads to the city. This, of course, is a result of the thousands of trucks which operate on this road carrying, different goods. Mainly, it's coal. But of course, we have been speaking to those truck drivers themselves who were explaining to us how really they are affected by this. Some of them, of course, saying it's not only the issue of having to wait for about 2-3 days sometimes in order for them to get entry into the port, but also the issue of their safety, saying that they have to sleep in their trucks and there's no water in the area that they have to sleep in, and basically painting a glim picture of how really this situation is affecting them as truck drivers. But now let us speak to the transport representative from the Richards Bay port here, who is Mr. Phumelele Cele, is going to explain to us how this whole thing started. Mr. Cele, thank you so much for your time. First and foremost, how did Transnet find itself in this situation that it is in now?
Okay, thank you. Good morning once again. The situation why we find ourselves in this situation is threefold. One is that it's a performance of rail network. Richards Bay was designed to carry cargo, goods and services via rail. So the non-performance of rail then resulted in clients migrating to road solution. Secondly, we've seen the boom as a result of the war between Ukraine and Russia, where then resulted in the demand of coal, South African coal, to increase. And then thirdly, we had a situation in Richards Bay where upper belts were gutted with fire. That resulted in some of those belts non-functioning and then being moving the coal via road. So that's been the problem in Richards Bay.
What is being done though to address this situation?
So while we understood the problem that is created by trucks, so then we decided to, with industry and also with the National Ports Authority, we then decided as TPT to start what we call it a booking system, where we govern and stagger the trucks as they come down to the port. We call it's a next week's business, where then each and every client will then going to declare how many trucks are going to be booked to come to the port. So then it will be then linked to the capacity for each and every customer that they have. So that booking system is working right now. If you go inside the terminal is fluid. But however, what has happened in the past 2 days, then there's been a challenge with the municipality where the trucks were stationed at N2. Then they decided to say that, look, because of their challenges, they will release the trucks to the John Ross Highway, R32. Then it then created the trucks to be gridlocked in the John Ross Highway. But for TPT and a terminal operator inside the terminal, there is fluidity inside the terminal. What also we need to caution or explain is that not all of these trucks are coming to TPT. But finally, we understand that in terms of exporting, at one stage they will be exported using our own facility. But we've got a lot of back of ports because of the boom of coal, which have been created in the Richards Bay precinct, where most of these trucks are going there. The unfortunate part is that when they are staggered, you cannot just then select those that are coming to the port or those that are going to the back of port. They need to queue behind each other. That has created this backlog that we have. So as for the terminal operator, what we have done, we have earmarked a piece of land which is going to be our staging area. That staging area is going to have the toilets for the truck drivers. It will allow us to stage the trucks when they are coming inside the terminal. Once that is functional, which is by the first quarter of next year, we are hoping that it will be then start running. Then we will see the trucks being reduced from the N2 and also on the John Ross. Second to that is that once the belt have come back as early as December this year, then it will then reduce some of the trucks in our roads. So we are hoping that the program of returning the belts will definitely going to reduce these trucks on the road.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
That is Mr. Phumelele Cele, who speaks on behalf of the Richards Bay Port here, basically trying to explain this situation and also, saying that there are plans that are being, implemented to try and address this backlog that is being experienced along the highway. We did earlier on have an opportunity as well to speak to, the city of Umhlatuze through Mayor Xolani Ngweze, who basically said that the city of Umhlatuze is now going to be embarking upon a legal route to try and really get Transnet as well as the Department of Transport nationally to intervene immediately, because they are saying that they have exhausted their resources when it comes to deploying officers to work sometimes overtime in trying to maintain law and order